All right, we're here today with the coach of the Conwell Egan Catholics football team, Jack Techtman. We're going to talk a little bit about how he feels about his second year here after actually a return visit. After a little bit of a layoff, back here for his second year. We're about a week into training camp, and we're going to get his impressions of what he feels like his team's going to be like this year. So, Jack, exactly, 2 years back, second year in. How are you feeling about the kids accepting the system, the kids that have come back? Do you feel a lot more comfortable? Do they feel a lot more comfortable?
Yeah, there's no secret as to what we went through in the off-season work with the threat of closure. And so when that became a reality that we were going to be here, the kids, we never stopped working out, but it kind of intensified when they knew they were going to be here. And from that point on, we've just continued to get stronger. Knowing the system and having been in the system for a year is huge. We also instituted something we wanted to do last year, but we got into it too late. We went away to Albright for 4 days to a team camp up there run by the Albright coaching staff. And so we got an awful lot of our offense and defensive package put in. We had some 7-on-7 interactions up there that were really beneficial. So we're so far ahead of where we were last year. For that reason, and for just having the knowledge of the same system. Defensively, we changed up a little bit. We went down to Miami to a clinic, picked up some stuff that we feel simplifies our defense, and we felt that we had a little of analysis paralysis last year and had maybe a little too much to think about. So we met with Coach D'Onofrio down there, the defensive coordinator, and really put in a pretty simple package. They seem to be grasping it really well, so we're happy with that.
Oh, I know, and you gave up some points last year, and you wish that you had a whole lot more offensive plays to work with because your defense was probably on the field a little bit. But I looked at what you did last year, and you were pretty much dead on, 70% run, 30% pass. Is that the split that you're looking for on the offensive side?
Yeah, maybe another 5 to 10% in the passing game because we feel that we can throw it pretty well, and we feel that we have a concept of how to get the ball vertically downfield. So that 60-40 would be closer to where we want it to be. Having said that, a lot of those passes were in desperation because some of the competition we played last year was so good that by the time we got into the second half, if we weren't trying to throw the ball, it looked like we were conceding the game. So, but we will continue to do that. We want to play it, take what they give us. That's what we've been preaching all week this week. If they want to put 9 people in the box to try and stop our option offense, we want to be able to go for vertical and throw it over their head a little bit. So, it's what the game has evolved to. You got to be able to do both sides of the ball if you want to get to where you want to get to. And so that's what we're striving for. We want to have a little balance in our game, and we have some really, we feel, talented receivers this year and running backs. So I think we can continue with that.
Speaking of the players, and I know we talked a little bit before the camera went on, but you really like the numbers you have out this year, and I think maybe you like the size that you got a little bit for your line play this year a little better.
Yeah, depth has always been a problem. We started out last year with 32 players. We now have 52 players here, and we have 4 that are coming that for some reason or another couldn't make it for the first week of camp. So we think we're going to end up between 55 and 60 players when all's said and done. It's 20 players above where we were last year. Our freshman classes really increased, went from 5 last year to 25 this year. So that's really good numbers for us. Our big kids, we'd like to have a few more. We get dinged and nicked, and if they have to be out for a little while, then we drop off a little bit. But having said that, we have 2 6'5" guards. One is, one's 310 pounds and the other one is 270. So we have some decent size there. Our center, Matt Toner, is returning and doing a nice job for us. And we have Matt Palmer, who's the strongest kid on our team, squatted 495 pounds at one of the tackles. So we're really happy with the way we look. I remember when I was sitting at the banquet when my son was a sophomore, and I wasn't a coach, and I just looked and said to one of the parents, we can't look like this next year and be successful. So we started our weight training program last year, and we really bear the fruits of that this year, where they've really increased, and you're going to see a bigger, stronger team out there.
Well, you mentioned a couple of kids' names, and I know you're looking for a group, and you probably named your captains. I think you've told us that. Who are the guys that you are looking to lead this team now in your second year?
Yeah, that's been the big thing. We had 6 seniors last year when we started camp. We have 16 this year. We voted for captains this week, and I honestly believe, there wasn't one senior that we would say, boy, we don't want him as a captain, or boy, we don't want him leading our team. We have great kids. They're used to leadership because they've had to recruit to keep the school open. But having said that, our 4 captains are Timmy Bolton, Shane Phillips, Bobby Simcox, and Kyle Techtman. And we feel they're a really good leadership. They all started last year at least one way, most of them both ways. And they were leaders last year as juniors, so we think that's going to be a natural progression. We plan on having a game captain every week, and we're going to send one of the seniors out with those 4 every week. So really happy with our leadership, and we think the seniors know what's going on. They know what happened with the school. They don't want to see it happen again. They're conveying that to the underclassmen, and the line is they kept the school open. Now the underclassmen should go ahead and make it a great place.
Sounds great. And I just one more for you, and I know things change year to year, and kids arrive, transfers, or kids just flat out grow, get faster, stronger. Is there any kids that you got coming up that you feel that are really going to stand out that possibly weren't maybe big contributors last year but made a big leap this year?
Yeah, I mean, that happens every year, and one of the biggest problems last year was injury right off the bat. Chaz Kaysen was our tailback last year, got hurt the second play of the Muhlenberg game, which is first game of the year, broke his collarbone, never returned. He's a 4.6 40. He's got an extra jet, plays on the corner and the tailback, so that's definitely going to help. We have a boy named Marcus Moore who transferred in. We think he's going to contribute in a couple different places. And then just kids like Matt Palmer and Tommy Doherty, who have stepped up as juniors, are big, strong kids now, are just going to make us better. And you combine that with, a quarterback, Kyle Techtman, who's been there for a year, knows the system. Timmy Bolton's running a 4.6 40 at the wideout. So we have good things happening, and now it's coaching, I guess. We got to put it together and go out there and win. And the other thing that we've done, we've taken care of our schedule. We've cared about it. In the past, we were playing state champions, quad A schools that you just can't compete with as a 2A school. We're more competitive in our upfront games. Our league is more competitive, so hopefully all that leads to some success.
And I noticed your schedule. You're down at 2 3A teams. You're playing 2 4A teams, 1 Almy, 1 Truman, which you're always going to play,
yeah,
right?
That's natural rivalry, and anything can happen.
5 of them mostly league games in AA, and then a couple of single A games, and one of them's on the road, pretty good road trip up to Pottstown. So yeah, it seems like a more manageable schedule for you guys. And I just have one last thing for you. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you. Your son Kyle's playing quarterback. How do you think he feels after a year of almost taking every snap and running an offense, at the varsity level, and now coming back, having the benefit of all that? How do you think he feels? I'm sure he talks to you, and you talk to him, and you've seen him for about a week running the offense again this year.
Yeah, I actually saw him at Albright too. That really gave us a really positive attitude. He really, by mid-year last year, and I kept telling him, Kyle has seen the offense in action since he was 6 years old, because he's been on the sideline with me every week since then. And I kept telling him, although you know it, you never know the speed of the game until you see the speed of the game. And I think it took him 4 to 5 games against Wood and St. Elizabeth and Roman Catholic, who are just big and strong. So once he got it, he's able to make, he had an inadvertent whistle last year for a 90-yard touchdown call back because he ran the offense so well. So if we can continue with that, and we went against some 4A schools up at Albright, and we fared very well because of that knowledge of the offense, not just on Kyle's part, but our tailbacks and our Z-backs are reading coverage as they go, which all fits into our passing package. So yeah, he's more schooled, but really the whole offense is more schooled, and I think we got 9 of them back that played last year. So that can only mean good things, and we're banking on that. So.
Well, I know you got to walk through and you got a scrimmage to get ready for it tomorrow. I want to thank you for taking the time and talking to us. We're probably going to get to talk to you a few more times this year, and we're certainly going to talk to your players, because I think we're going to be doing about 8 games on WBCB. Yeah. So it should be an interesting year. We'll be following the old way, and good luck, and thanks again.
Thanks, Mom. We appreciate everything you guys are doing. Bill and doing the games for us, and Vince Reed up at Sandy's for the Coaches Roundtable. BCB really makes it special for the kids, and I know you're going to talk to a couple of them now, and they're all excited about that. So we thank you guys for doing that.